Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky community lost a longtime member who left a lasting impact on many people. And we'll take a look at how a new electric vehicle charging station has impacted parts of Eastern Kentucky.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 6 a.m. on Tuesday, June 25th. Now let's go ahead and send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. Looking at some fog and haze developing off in the distance here outside our door at WYMT. And well, visibilities really aren't too bad when you look at some of the reporting stations around the region back into the Cumberland Valley this morning. 6, 7, 8 miles. But again, a little extra time certainly would be a bad idea, right? Mid upper 50s into the lower 60s this hour. 64 Pikeville and at Jackson, a scattering of some clouds across the region, but it's way up in the Great Lakes what we're tracking for later today into tonight. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few moments. For today, a lot of sunshine after a little fog this morning. It becomes increasingly humid, and yeah, we're back up close to 90 for the afternoon high. Man, last night was absolutely fantastic. Do we get another night like last night sometime during the next 7 days? We'll let you know. Your First Alert 7-day forecast, that's coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. Folks in Hazard are continuing to remember Koki Cox, a longtime coach, teacher, businessman, and school board member who died on Saturday. Cox was a football, basketball, and track coach for many years at Hazard High School. Hazard Independent School Superintendent Sandra Combs says he was still around as a coach and a mentor for students just last season.
Listen, Koki Cox has been a part of this school district for as long as I can remember. And just last year, him and Kat Sizemore were out here. They were our kicking coaches. So it is a tremendous loss to especially our football team that he will no longer be around, to just show young kids that, you know, once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog.
Cox was also a longtime member of the Lions Club in Hazard. He was 82 years old, and you can find his funeral arrangements on our website. Lexington Fayette Animal Care and Control is reminding pet owners to stay vigilant as warm summer days are here to stay for a few more months. Officials with the business say they responded to roughly 18 heat-related calls during the weekend. Out of those 18 calls, 2 of them were for dogs experiencing heat-related illness. Lieutenant Jai Hamilton says those 2 dogs died. Hamilton is reminding people about some of the signs that a dog may be in heat distress.
You notice any behavior changes, so like a lot of panting or drooling, the dog might be acting lethargic or trying to seek shade or seek water. Make sure to get them to that shade, air conditioning, get them water before they go into heat stroke.
Hamilton says if this happens, take them to the vet immediately. When temperatures are above 90 degrees, she says people should only let their animals outside for a short amount of time. Electric vehicle charging stations opened in April at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Hazard. WYMT's Amelia Lee spoke to officials to find out what this new addition means for the community and its visitors.
It's a need hotel manager Justin Combs wanted to meet for those who drive electric vehicles.
We just really thought that it would bring a lot of people to the area that we were missing. Like, you know, a lot of people, like we actually used to have a lot of people that were wanting to use our outlets to hook their EV car up.
Combs says the charging station can be used for all types of electric vehicles. All you have to do is drive over, plug in your car, and wait for it to power up. He says it could take up to 8 hours for a full charge.
We get people from across the country. We get people from outside of the country and stuff like that. We've seen an increase in the EV cars that do come here since we've had these.
Before the charging stations were added, officials say EV owners might not have been able to make it through the mountains.
You have to think about, can I do all the traveling that I want to in East Kentucky and still be able to get home? And at one point the answer to that was probably no. And so to have this now, the answer can be yes.
Bailey Richards says the charging station will not be the main reason people come to town.
My hope is just to make Hazard as open and as as a possibility for anything. So whether people have EVs, don't have EVs, have diesel vehicles, have gas vehicles, have whatever kind of vehicles, we need to be able to support them so that they can do business here.
There are 6 charging stations in the Hampton Inn and Suites parking lot. In Perry County, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials say that this charging station will be able to benefit different kinds of electric vehicles, including Teslas, Jeeps, and even gas hybrids.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Check out the visibilities quick and back toward the Cumberland Valley. We've got some lower numbers coming in. The update from Williamsburg at 4-mile visibility your way. Temperature-wise, no complaints at all. Absolutely gorgeous start to the day. Mid and upper 50s into the lower 60s. Jackson still running at the hot spot at 64. Yes, I know Lexington at 65, but it's outside of our viewing area. All right, satellite radar composite, not much going on regarding cloud cover. Way up to the north across the Great Lakes, there's a thunderstorm complex. It's going to be hauling, doing the boot, scoot, and boogie into eastern and southern Kentucky later today, more so tonight. And in a weakening stage, which is good news because most of the day is going to be dry. Up towards 64, a little wet late this afternoon as the humidity returns for everyone, and we're all taking a run toward 90 this afternoon. More about that complex coming in for tonight into tomorrow with the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
Thank you, Tim, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, we'll take a look at what we know about the agreement that let WikiLeaks